This week's episodes on Deck the Hallmark are presented by Aura Frames. Stay tuned later in the show to find out how you can save $45 off of your Aura frame this Christmas.
Oh, wow. This is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark hunk shows.
I'm Patrick Serrano, and I'm a Hallmark hunk expert.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark hunk shows, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody.
A shocking turn of events this week in Finding Mr. Christmas.
It is. We will get there. That is
Woo.
for certain. Patrick, hello to you. How was your Thanksgiving?
Whoa, gobble, gobble, so good.
Gobble, gobble, so good.
You just have something there with your folks, immediate family there at the house?
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
My uncle's in from Ecuador, but he's on an all-meat diet.
So like a carnivore, like just like no vegetables?
Nothing. Just literally meat.
Can he have any
Nothing else.
seasoning on the meat?
Sure, yeah. He eats like pork rinds for like crunchy, but other than that, like nothing.
So
Like,
so is it like healthy? Like is he grilled chicken or is he like getting some ribeyes out and deep frying them? Like what are we talking?
Right. I think as long as it's a meat of any kind, like seafood, red meat, chicken.
Listen, I'm not a doctor, but I do know that it takes the body longer to process and digest protein, and the body needs like fiber and vegetables and some other macronutrients that aren't protein, like that needs like
Right.
fats and carbohydrates and things. That can't be good for you, is it?
I mean, he's lost 60 pounds, so
Well,
I guess that's.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
But it's not the only meat that is concerning from a losing. Like I'm sure you'd lose weight if you just ate meat all the time. I'm sure you would. But if you're not eating anything else, it just can't be healthy for you, right?
Look this up. All meat diet.
Well, the carnivore diet. I thought you were going to say the carnivore diet, but the carnivore diet I'm pretty sure includes anything that grew out of the ground as well. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but he's like nothing. I was so
Just
excited for my uncle to come visit because he's from Ecuador, and usually he likes to like eat out and like get all the good foods. And I'm like, this time he's just like
Ugh.
on the grill all the time.
He's just grilling nonstop.
The carnivore diet is all meat.
Oh, okay.
It's beef, pork, chicken, fish. You can still eat eggs and dairy, but only in very small amounts.
hmm
but
but
no veggies.
But
no potatoes.
no, that would be carbs.
No.
Would
Yeah,
be absolutely
absolutely
not. But like I thought, man, that shows you how little I know. I just assumed that every diet was cool with you eating like
60
spinach and
pounds,
kale and stuff. Like, can you imagine a diet that's like no raw carrots? Can you imagine? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
How's he been doing?
Well, but
I mean, seems fine.
How long's he
Yeah.
been doing it for?
I don't know. Maybe like 4 months.
Yeah, 60 pounds.
is he
in 4
eating
months
any
is pretty
deep
crazy.
fried meat?
I mean, just the what are they called? Pork rinds.
Yeah, that's deep fried.
I call them oinkers.
Oinkers, sure. Yeah, but
Sure.
you don't really eat any meat,
But
right?
what about
I wouldn't eat oinkers anymore. But
what
I
about
did
a
as a kid.
fried? What about a hot wing, like a buffalo wing
A buffalo wing.
in the
I
fryer?
haven't seen him eat a buffalo wing, but he definitely enjoyed the turkey.
Okay.
It was like a Thanksgiving plate, 100% turkey.
But no grave.
No
No
gravy.
gravy.
Couldn't. I can't
Can
imagine.
you can add some seasoning to it, some salt.
What's
Sure.
the
Salt, pepper.
point of a diet that doesn't allow you to have vegetables? Like don't get me wrong, not like bacon, fat, green beans. Like if your doctor or anyone says you should be on a diet where you can't have like, just raw vegetables uncooked, that's crazy. Gotta be, right?
I don't know.
I feel like you probably are losing a lot of nutrients. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we should try it.
We need to talk to
All
Patrick's
meat.
uncle.
all meat.
Right. Yeah. You have to speak Spanish.
Okay.
But
Ooh.
other than that, I think you guys
Sin
would be great. Have a great
vegetables.
conversation.
Sin vegetables.
Yeah.
Solo carne. See?
Just say,
yeah, see?
and then say,
Yeah.
doctor gives thumbs up.
Yeah. Médico está bien.
There you go.
My
Médico
aunt is
dije
a
está
doctor,
bien.
so.
Oh, okay. Great.
Okay, well,
there
that's
you go.
good. I mean,
And my cousin in Ecuador too.
Okay.
That's the cousin that posts the pics of surgery on Instagram.
Wow.
Which I'm like, I don't think you should be posting.
you should
these.
not. That seems like it's against the
Man.
I don't know code.
It's just like a selfie with the OR table.
Rip
Not that
gone too soon. Patrick, do you remember? Was it 3-4 years ago now that you went to? Didn't you go to Thanksgiving while in Chicago at some mansion and then the guy died? Am I making this
Yeah,
up?
it was your ex-boyfriend's house, wasn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's real.
Yeah.
You guys, Thanksgiving is always an interesting time for me.
But you were talking it up, right?
Well,
You're
and
like, I'm going to this house. We're still friends. We're blah blah blah. And they're like, how'd it go? And you're like, he died.
I
And we're like,
remember
what
you
the-
telling us what
what
you
in
were
the
gonna do.
What happened?
I remember that you told us what you were gonna do, and I was so intrigued that I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta ask a follow
Yeah,
up
how'd it go at
afterwards.
the ex's house?
He's dead.
He's
Not
dead.
the ex, but old guy.
Our recording schedule has some interesting developments later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, for sure. How's the aunt's house who's got the big backyard you want to get married in? How are they doing?
Oh, my aunt Sia, she's doing great. Her 80th birthday is December 22nd. So
Okay,
we're gonna
coming
do
up.
something.
Yeah.
Probably not at the country house, but something in DC.
Yeah.
In DC.
Now
There
that I'm
you go.
around.
Man,
Very nice.
there you have it.
Well, we're talking about Fighting Mr. Christmas. It's episode 5. We have a lot to get to this week, and
Oh
then
my
and then
gosh.
crazy. I don't know how we're going to do this, but
This is
we're
ridiculous.
off next week because we got to catch up on Hallmark Thanksgiving week movies,
Mm-hmm.
and then so that means the following week we're going to have to talk about 2 episodes in one, which it's just going to be jam packed. It's going to be a mega episode.
It's gonna be easy because it's gonna be a double elimination week.
Oh, you think so?
Absolutely. It's time. We need a
Okay.
double elimination.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to find
Yeah.
out. But this week, here's who's left. Actually, Dan, give us the rundown of who's left going into episode 5.
So going into episode 5, Rustin, Craig, Marcus, Robbie, Davey, and Angel were all left. Patrick predicted Rustin would go home this week. Bran predicted Marcus would go home this week. And I predicted Craig, been really struggling, he would go home this week. And each of us had one of our draft picks gone home.
Yeah.
So that's where we stood going into this week's episode.
One
Fighting
of
Mr.
us was
Christmas.
going to lose a second draft pick.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
The
lot-
stakes are high.
stakes
Yeah.
are high.
Yeah.
It's morning time, and Marcus and Robbie go outside to enjoy.
To have a heart-to-heart.
They have a heart-to-heart.
That's right.
Marcus thanks Robbie for sharing about his mom because of what he's been going through with his mom. And Marcus says that his mom is the one who encouraged him to go on the show. It's a very heartwarming scene. Was this a red flag for you? You watch a lot of reality TV show, starting off heart to heart between Marcus and
Two
Robbie.
candidates that could be kind of, yeah.
Two lookers. I mean, Robbie won last week. So was this alarming at all?
It gave me pause because I was like, why are we having this bonding moment? Why is it just these two men?
Yes.
And I was like, one of these guys is gonna be going home for
Wow.
sure.
Which would be a shock if either of those two went home.
Yeah.
Those were
it
considered.
would be shocking
you know.
because they're both good.
But
Yeah.
I said Marcus. I felt like Marcus had a weird time as the magician and was kind of feeling a little bit insecure. And so
Yeah. Marcus didn't have a great week last week.
it was not a great
Yeah.
week. So I was,
No.
I saw this and I was like, oh, I don't know, interesting. But then we get all the boys hanging out. And Rustin's like, weirdly enough, with no context of what the challenge is gonna be, says, I want to go outside and sweat. And I was like, what is he talking about? I want to go outside and sweat. It's such a weird thing to
Maybe
say.
later they can play sports ball.
Maybe they can.
Right. I'm like, was this when they were throwing the football around in a
No.
big circle talking?
No,
Oh,
we're
that
not
was
there
later.
yet. Not
that
there
was
yet.
later. This
We'll
is
get
just
there.
Rustin out of the blue goes, I want to go
I just want
outside
to get
and
outside
sweat.
and sweat.
Robbie blows by that statement and asks them each for one word to describe how they're feeling going into the day, or a word that they want to describe this day.
Right.
Something they want to embody.
Yeah.
And Craig says vulnerability. Davey says confidence.
Yeah.
And then the bells chime.
Yeah. Well, and Davey also, after last week saying he wasn't comfortable with his clothes off, this week says he just feels like he lacks confidence.
Right. Yeah.
Davey out here just saying
not adding
stuff.
Davey, like you own a
Davey,
mirror, right, brother?
Davey,
Yeah.
Davey, stop it. Stop it. I just need some confidence. Please,
Yeah.
sir, I
If
want
Davey
some
doesn't
more.
have confidence, we're all in big
We're
trouble.
all in big trouble.
This is what I will say about Davey when it comes to the comments. I do feel like even like when the bells chime and the boys all run outside, Davey is the one who he's not actively rolling his eyes, but you kind of get the vibe from him that he thinks this is dumb. Does anyone else get that vibe?
I've not gotten that vibe from him, but I mean, like, it is dumb.
Go back and watch when the bells chime and they all high five and run outside, and Davey's just like running behind him, just like, what?
I know, yeah.
And so maybe it's like
Davey's the Dan of the show.
maybe he's feeling amongst all the other guys who are all gung ho when the bells chimes. Maybe he's like, I don't feel that way, so I'm not as confident as they are here. There's no way he lacks confidence in his everyday life, though, right?
There's no world where that's true.
It's time for the first challenge. It's a physical challenge.
Physical
Patrick,
challenge.
what do we have here?
Oh gosh. Well, for the hunk test this week, we have the fa-la-la-lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Fa-la-la-lawn.
Follow along. Follow along.
Rustin's like, sweet, I'm going to sweat.
I get to go outside and sweat.
They are going to do that. I thought this was going to be bowling, but it's not. They get in these big plastic buoyant bubble balls. Have you guys ever been in one of those?
I've not. There was a period of time where there were like businesses popping up where you could pop in these and then like run down a hill.
So there was a trampoline park in town that used to have them. And my kids would get in, and I would throw them around on the trampoline, and they loved it. But I never got in myself.
I've never been in one.
No.
What do they call them?
I've been in one, of course.
Of course.
What do they call this for? Like it was like yurt balls, yurtin.
I don't think it's yurt balls.
I don't know that if they have a name,
I'm
but they're
pretty
big
sure it's
plastic
not
balls. I did mine in like a baby pool, but like it wasn't a baby pool. It was like a kiddie pool.
Okay.
And they're really hard to walk in.
They seem to be doing a pretty good job in this thing then.
I know. I was impressed. So basically what they have to do is there's all these little trees, paper trees, like on a lawn, and they have to knock over the trees with their specified ribbon colors.
Zorbs.
While they're in the
not
balls.
yurts.
Zorbs.
Not yurt balls.
Not a yurt.
Got it. So they got to knock over the trees, but only ones with their ribbon. If they knock over a different color ribbon, the other guy gets the point.
Tough go.
That's right.
Still counts. And then I guess once they knock over all the trees, they run across the finish line. Whoever has the best time at the end wins.
That's right. 6 trees and the line is what we're shooting for here. And they were split up into 2 different teams. Not teams, but
groups.
2 different groups that were going to... heats, if you will. Which was Craig, Davey, and Marcus, and then Rustin, Robbie, and Angel.
Yep. So for round 1, the boys all run around in their bubbles, and Marcus is like tackling the trees, which was an interesting choice because then you have to get back up.
You got to get back up. It seemed like he didn't think that through.
Well, I don't know why he felt the need. Like they were clearly styrofoam trees. Like you didn't. They weren't like you didn't have to really go at it like that.
No, he really was just like knocking them down, tackling them, and then Davey ends up winning his heat because he's athletic and has all the confidence.
Yeah, he's got confidence.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the key.
It was tight. It was tied at 5, but then
he got across the finish line.
He got there first.
So then round 2 was more dramatic. I thought. We have Robbie, Angel, and Rustin, and they've all seen the guys go, so they know what to do.
Starting to get a strategy.
Yeah, they got their hands on the ball. They're like going. They're using that weight to hold them up, and they just seem to be staying upright better, not tackling anything. And it looks like Angel's gonna take it because he's running all over the place.
And he wants immunity again.
Yeah, to give it away.
Yeah,
assuming that immunity is up for grabs again.
But Robbie comes up with a strategy where he said something like some philosophy of life, like you can only go forward to go back, or something like that. And he just like runs in a straight line and then runs in a straight line and then runs in a straight line and then crosses the finish line.
Right. Yes.
Winning.
Yes.
Turns out you just had to run in a straight line.
That's right.
That was what you did.
Yeah.
Getting your yurt ball, run a straight line,
he
you're
said
good to go.
It was like what's the math thing? The easiest way
between the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Yes.
There you go.
That's
I'm like, the gay guy saying this, of course.
So
Because I would have said a zigzag. I would have said zigzag line.
Yeah. But I mean, if all the ribbons are on the back, it would stand to reason that you go down one side in a straight line and look as you go and try to knock them down. And then when you get around to the back, you get to the other two and you see all of yours and you roll down the middle and just boom, 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 boom. Or you just knock all of those over in a giant torrential Tasmanian devil and cross the finish line first. Who cares?
Right. Yeah. That's what I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
it does. And I was under the impression that Davey and Robbie were then going to have to compete again.
Saying that's how
Me too.
That's what made all the sense in the world to me. But it turns out it was just a timed event. We don't get the times ahead of time or to know in real time what's going on. We just know who won, Patrick.
You know what they were missing? The little thing at the bottom of the screen that has a clock, so you know that time matters.
Yeah,
I think there was
Would've
a
been great.
miscommunication between the people that were planning the challenge and then like set deck. Like I think that they were planning on them doing it again, and they didn't have enough trees.
Right. They were like,
Maybe
Marcus broke too many
maybe
trees.
Marcus wasn't supposed to be destroying the trees.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think they thought they were going to set him back up?
I don't know.
That would have been hilarious. They
Right.
just didn't have enough.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Marcus, you broke all the trees. So the prize, we find out the prize.
Did you say who won?
Oh no, because it's between Davey and Robbie. And I was like, oh my God, Robbie's gonna win. But no, Davey wins because he had the faster time.
That's right.
And his advantage is that he's gonna get to watch, like sit behind the camera and hear the commentary, and watch the takes as the other guys go.
That's right. The next challenge is an acting challenge, and so he's going to get to
Finally.
kind of like hear what Jonathan and Melissa are
That's
looking for.
a pretty big advantage.
It's not immunity,
It isn't immunity.
but it is pretty good.
No.
Should they let off some steam by playing sports ball first?
I think they should. Well, let's take a break.
okay.
I
I like that plan. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll get to some
One of the
sports
weirdest
ball.
scenes in the history of television. We'll back to you
Here on Deck the Hallmark.
This week's episodes are brought to you by Aura Frames, and it's redemption season, Bran.
What?
Did you give a bad gift last year?
Yes.
You might have given one or
Yes,
two.
I
It
did.
happens to all of us. There is nothing better than giving the gift of memories through photos and a digital frame through Aura Frames. Am I right, Bran?
Absolutely, Dano. The Aura frame is a perfect gift. It comes in a stylish box. It is easy to set up and use. It is private. You can assign memberships to the people in your life, add them to your account so that they can add pictures straight to your frame and vice versa. You're not going to be getting random pictures from random people. It is truly private. It plays live photos that you have on your phone that happen sometimes. You're like, what is this? Videos up to 30 seconds. It's phenomenal. And I think what I love the most about this frame is that the pictures really pop. They look like real prints, but obviously they're not. It's a slideshow, and it's smart the way that they combine pictures together. It's phenomenal, Dan.
Yeah, don't wait any longer. Win the holidays right now with Aura Frames, and for a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver Mat frames. That's the one we have right over there. Named number 1 by Wirecutter. By using promo code DECK at checkout, that's AURA frames.com, promo code DECK. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year, so order it now before it ends and support our show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply. Don't wait a second longer. It's redemption season. Go get an Aura frame for the ones you love.
Hi, everybody. We're back. We're talking Finding Mr. Christmas today, and it's time to play some sports ball. The boys all go outside to do 2 different things. 1, throw the pigskin. 2, kick a soccer ball at the same time.
They are throwing a football and kicking a soccer ball simultaneously while we get individual interviews about sports and what that sports means to that individual person. It is so weird.
I've never seen it before.
Like
Throw the pigskin while kicking soccer ball.
someone somewhere heard through a 1,000-person game of telephone that men like sports. And the 1,000th person was like, I've got an idea for a segment for this show. That is the only way this makes sense. There's a football being thrown, a soccer ball being kicked, and these dudes going, sports made me less vulnerable because it made me be less of an introvert. What is, guys, everyone loves sports. Like men, women, everybody loves sport. Like, what are we doing here? It's crazy. This is television.
Weird.
It was so weird.
It was very weird.
Craig literally says he likes playing with balls, and full and a hard stop. And then he talks about Division I college football.
That's right.
And I'm like, okay, Craig, like we didn't know this football passed about you.
Yeah, well, because Jake was Mr. Football.
That's right.
I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
Jake was football guy, carried a football around all along. So there just wasn't room for another football guy.
Got it. Okay, so then Craig's like we're getting more about Craig. That makes me think Craig might be the winner.
Whoa.
I mean, well,
It was just so random.
I'll save my thoughts on that till later in the episode. But I think you might be onto something, Patrick.
It just seemed like we're really getting the deep story about Craig.
And then I looked to
about
find out he played at
sports.
Stony Brook, which is Stony Brook University is a Division I college football program. I had no idea. No idea.
Wow.
There you go.
Go Stonies. Go Stony Baloney.
I just
I
don't know
think
how the
it's Stony Baloney's.
I don't
the
know.
Yurt Balls. I think
I don't know how the soccer ball got in the mix here.
it was wild. I'm telling you, it was like AI was like, this is boys sports time. It's
Well,
boys.
right.
Yeah. What if we
the
have all the
football is for the
yes.
hands and the soccer is for the feet.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Okay, fair enough.
It's the Seawolves, Stony Brook Seawolves, not the Stony Balonies.
They're
I just
missing
wanna be-
some. They're missing out on the
They-
Stony.
Oh, there's
Baloney.
old Wolfie
They
the
should
Seawolf.
consider.
There he is.
Oh, he's sitting on the bench.
There he is. The
I
Seawolves.
love Stony Balonies, and I think that we should make a petition.
You
Well,
say so.
We'll pitch it.
Yeah, we'll pitch it to them. I
I
know
love
you
it.
guys can
Yeah.
probably spend a lot of money on this. It's time for the big the showdown. It's they head on out. There's going to be an acting scene that takes place at a merry mingle. They got to make the scene their own. It's a hunk production. So here's how it's going to work. They're going to each act with two other hunks and
Mhm.
Hunter King.
All right.
And they're going to have to put together this scene and act it out. So team 1 is Marcus, Rustin, and Robbie. And team 2 is Angel, Craig, and Davey, who, reminder, Davey.
So really, all three of them get
I know.
the advantage.
Like,
Mhm.
I think if you're going to do an advantage like that where you get to listen in, it has to be an individual challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. This is why, and this brings us to, well, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
But
Well,
it brings us to the angel of it all and why he's still around. And it's
Mhm.
so wild how this guy keeps
He's
sticking
my
around.
angel.
Yeah.
Angel's my
Yeah.
angel.
Darling.
So up first is Marcus, Rustin, and Robbie. They planned the scene and whatnot,
a little bit of friction.
but it's a little bit of friction because
Yeah.
Robbie has a history of being a director, but Rustin keeps taking over. And gosh, it is so clearly driving Robbie nuts. But I don't know if it's because Robbie's a nice guy or if it's because it's Hallmark or a combination of the two. Robbie never says, or even to camera in confessional, never says, Rustin's driving me nuts.
No.
Even though he was clearly driving him nuts. Right, Patrick?
Do you think this was editing?
Oh.
What did you think about this?
It was definitely like Robbie would say something and then Rustin would just say the complete opposite of what he was trying to do. So it wasn't. It even what's her name?
Hunter.
King.
Yeah.
Hunter King was like, who's running this
Yeah.
scene right now?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
So if your star is like confused, that's not good.
Not good. Not good.
They do the prep together, and then they have 10 more minutes to prep with Hunter, and then it's time to shoot. Basically, the story is two brothers, and Hunter King is their sister. Hunter King is bringing a new date
Yes.
Mhm.
to this merry mingle family gathering thing. Okay. So, they decide that we're going to do Rustin and Robbie are brothers because they're white.
Yes.
And Marcus is going to be the date.
This is literally both. There are 2 people of color left in our final 6. And in both sets of 3, both groups decide that the person of color needs to be the boyfriend because they can't even imagine a world
Right.
where 2 people of different color skin would be brothers.
Yeah.
How ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure.
How ridiculous is that?
Rustin, I might be getting the names wrong, but one of them goes, so obviously we're the brothers.
That's right. Yes. One time, one of them is obviously we're the brothers. Like it's what is happening?
Very funny.
Guys, you're just acting. And it could happen in real life, but also you're just acting.
Yeah.
What in the world? The wildest part of this episode, for sure.
It's very funny. Very funny.
And they could have like helped themselves out too, by like playing like, okay, maybe Robbie is going to be a great boyfriend because he has this like character that's like, uptight or whatever.
Yeah.
To contrast with like the goofy brothers.
Right.
Instead of like thinking like, so literally about like, what are our genetics?
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. But so before hearing any feedback from Jonathan and Melissa, what did you think about how Rustin and Robbie played this, Patrick?
I did not really like their like kind of like stuck up brother, like chill brother thing going on. Like Robbie was being like all work, no play,
tech
and
bro
Rustin's,
kind
like,
of
the fun. Yeah. But they weren't really like connecting with each other. They just had like their characters and they were just like in their own little world.
Interesting.
Pretty much.
Dan and I both thought that they were fine.
I thought they were fine. I didn't think they were
Yeah.
amazing, but I didn't think the tension between them was pretty awkward during the scene of them getting ready. But actually acting, I didn't like, listen, we've seen some bad acting on this show. Like some really bad acting from some contestants that are all gone and some that are still there. And I didn't think anything they were doing fell into that camp. I didn't think it was great. I want to be very clear, but like, I didn't think it was worth pointing out. Like Jonathan and Melissa are doing this thing where it's like these 2, and it just didn't feel earned. It didn't feel like the complaint was earned.
And to me, and I don't know if you would agree with this, Dan, but to me, if we're just looking at acting chops, I felt like Marcus was giving the weakest performance.
Marcus was by far giving the weakest performance.
But he kind of gets an out because he's like...
and in the next challenge, Angel's giving the weakest performance. And those 2 get a free pass
Please don't talk about Angel like that.
Brian.
Please don't talk about it
Okay,
like that.
we'll get there, and then I'm going to ask you. Okay?
At least Robbie and Rustin made a choice. It might have not been the choice that Jonathan and...
Melissa.
What's the lady's name? Melissa agreed with or thought was like a good choice.
Right.
But they made a choice.
Marcus didn't make a choice. Marcus did not make a choice.
No. He was just being Marcus.
Yeah. It was like one of these things where when I was watching that, I went, I think Marcus is going home. Like he was not good.
Yes.
That's what I thought too. From our beginning with the touching story about Marcus and his mother, and then this performance, I was like, oh,
I thought
Marcus
for sure he was going home, and then they hardly mentioned him as an actor. It was crazy.
Not at all.
Yeah. I think King, what's her name?
Hunter. Yeah.
Hunter King. She did say something like, "Oh, he seemed like stiff" or something. Like she.
Okay. You're right.
She was a little bit not so great on Marcus as like the actor in the scene.
Jonathan and Melissa, obviously Davey's there in the booth with them and is getting to hear them talk as it's going on. And then afterwards they say, we aren't believing them as brothers.
They literally tell him what to do.
You got to be better.
Yeah.
Basically.
What an advantage. This side of immunity, pretty good advantage.
Pretty good advantage. Yes. The other team is ready to go, and Angel is kind of taking charge here, which is fun because he has directed a short before.
Yeah. I think he helped direct a short.
He helped direct a short before.
Yeah. I'd be in his short. Yeah, let's do it, Angel.
That's right. They aren't remembering the beats during the run through, but
and he's worried. They're worried about lines and camera, and then when they hit, everything's fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Craig and Davey are playing the brothers. They do a great job, really, kind of having good energy together and feeling like they're on the same page. Angel and Hunter come in. And, Angel is there.
Angel.
Angel is Angel. It turns out their scene is very funny. They do a funny thing. And at the end, Davey is going to do this bit where he acts like he's pouring the drink over his head in the picture, but then accidentally spills the drink onto Angel. It's very, and they do a bit where they throw the cookies. They do a great job. And I think a lot of that is thanks to Davey's advantage.
Yes, for sure.
It's a team advantage.
But also, I want to point out here, while this scene is going on, Melissa and Jonathan are raving. And they're raving by name about Davey. And then when they talk to Hunter King afterwards, they basically talk about how Davey wasn't that great. They literally are like, Davey was overacting. He really wasn't paying attention to his scene partners. During it, they're like, oh my gosh, Davey is crushing it. And then afterwards, they're like, and all I could think was like, they're trying to like lessen what he's doing so they can give someone else the win. I didn't get that. Did you not pick up on that at all?
I didn't, because I thought that they were talking about Craig the whole time.
No. They were raving. Oh, no, they say Davey by name. They rave about Craig too, but they said Davey by name. I'm almost positive. Yeah. And then afterwards, they're like, Davey he wasn't as good as the other two in the scene, which, here's my thing. Like, all right, the Angel of all of this. We love Angel. We love Angel.
You cowards.
I don't, you cowards. Hallmark, you cowards.
You won't do it.
You won't do it.
You're afraid.
I would love nothing more than to see Angel as a lead in a Christmas movie, which I believe might air this year.
Who can say?
Who can say? Now, is Angel the best leading man, Hallmark leading man material
that Hallmark's ever seen? Yes.
Guys, he is not. He is not. I think everyone knows that. I think everyone would admit that if we're judging on a purely a scale of like what it takes to be a Hallmark leading man and the acting chops needed and what that typically is, I don't think any of us would say that Angel is the best.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Okay. Thank you, Patrick. So do we want Angel? Yes. Am I pulling for him? Literally want nothing more out of this reality television program than for Angel to win. But we are at this point, we are just flat giving this guy a pass. What he does in this scene is not good. And no one mentions it. No one brings up the fact that he wasn't very good in this scene. No one. Did you think he was good in this scene?
I think they're in a tough spot. I think it's a tough spot.
Why are we doing this? He's not a good actor.
I think it's a tough spot for them to be in because of how thick his accent is.
Okay. He's good. He's not a bad actor. He's not good at this thing. It has nothing to do with the accent.
It's hard to. I think it's hard to see that through the.
Then why has he lasted this long?
Because
he gave away his immunity. That why?
Yeah.
To the guy who won anyway.
Also, he's great TV.
Yeah.
He's amazing TV, and I love him, and I want him to win. But like, this is not about who the best actor is, and I think the guy that won last year proves that, and what we're going to find out later in this episode proves that. Because if it was, Marcus and Angel are the two that we'd be talking about on the bottom every week.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, afterwards, they're talking. Melissa, Jonathan, and Hunter are, and they talk about how they could sense the power struggle between Rustin and Robbie, which I felt interesting, and that they could sense it as well. But they thought Craig was fantastic, and they said they feel like Angel lost momentum as the scene went on.
Okay, fair. They did say that.
So there's that. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna find out who the shining star is. We're gonna find out who is getting sent home this week. It's gonna be very exciting on the other side of the break here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking about Finding Mr. Christmas, and it is time. It is time to find out who is going.
This is
home.
wild.
Yeah.
I know. The elimination outfits. That's what you guys are going to talk about.
Well,
right?
let's talk about this. The shining star is Craig, despite the fact that he's wearing a gold pocket chain.
He's got a chain
which was
on.
nuts. Did you notice this?
gold chain, of course.
Yeah.
Tell me about the outfits you're talking about, though, Patrick.
I was going to talk about Jonathan Bennett's velvet green suit. Not my favorite. Melissa's sexy Santa.
What a
dress.
choice!
Yeah.
There
I
were
don't know
some
what it was.
choices.
It was the Martha Who from the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
Totally. And then Hunter coming in with like just bows, like
Yeah.
just a bow instead of buttons. just
Hunter, how many bows do you want?
So many
bows.
I want all of the bows.
Yeah, the judges. This usually I'm like, oh yeah, so they're really coming. But this one I was like, oh no, we're having a miss week.
We're having a missed week.
It's a miss week.
Yeah. Craig won the week. I think that's right. I think they
Yes.
got that right. I think Craig was the best this week after being the worst for a few weeks. So
One thing about Craig.
Go ahead.
Craig needs better camera makeup. He just looks so flat. His face looks so flat.
Interesting.
you said
Like,
that
it's
to
flat
me when
face.
we were.
That's a
He
flat
needs
face.
more contouring or something. Like
I
he
mean,
just
I
looks
was all episode I was calling him flat
Flat
face
face
Craig. So
Classic.
yeah, we're all on the
Yeah.
same page.
But
there.
no, he was very good.
Yes. Craig cries and he said that he thought he was gone. And then he goes and he says that he's been doing this for so long, audition after audition
It
after
was
audition.
the first authentic moment from him, I think, in the whole show.
It means a lot
It
to him.
really
Talk about
did feel.
vulnerability.
It really did feel authentic.
And I got to be honest, it's at this point after this that we find out that it truly was a team challenge because by proxy, Angel and Davey are safe.
Angel is safe because he's on the team with the guy that won the advantage that allowed them
Which
to
again,
get.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that's how. I didn't know we were going team all the way.
Are we even trying to get the best actor? Like, are we even trying?
Yeah, I don't know. The rules are so
Well,
arbitrary on
you
this
have
show.
to say if okay. So I don't want to keep talking about Survivor, okay? But here I am.
get it. You're on a Survivor podcast.
Making the merge. On Survivor, occasionally post merge, when it's supposed to be individual challenges, they will team them up for the challenge. And every once in a while, Jeff will say, if your team wins, you're all safe. But unless he says that, it is
Individual,
assumed
yeah.
that the individual immunity comes out. So it'll be like this team is safe, and then we'll do another follow up to that to find out who actually gets immune. So there's like layers to it. This is just we're doing two teams, and I figured one person from the team will be good, but then everybody else is available for elimination. But apparently that's not the case.
It just is weird to be in a world where Marcus and Angel weren't anywhere near the bottom of this thing. Like that one of them wasn't in the bottom two. Like they were clearly the two worst actors, in my opinion, this week. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so it comes down to Marcus, Robbie, and Rustin, and then they just basically immediately go, but Marcus is safe.
Yeah. Marcus is safe. Just
So
put him back up there.
It comes down to Robbie and Rustin,
And
they say it's going to be based solely, purely
on who's the
acting.
actor, the better actor in that scene.
Right.
Who did you think was the better actor in that scene, Patrick?
Definitely Robbie.
Definitely Robbie. I'm not here to tell you Robbie should have stayed and Rustin should have gone. But as soon as you say it's based completely on the acting in that scene, are you joking right now? This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I think that it's closer than a definite Robbie is better. I think they were both good.
They were both fine. They shouldn't have been in the bottom two.
They weren't great together, but I thought that they both were good.
They weren't working well as brothers or in a scene together.
They were doing their own thing. They were both doing their own thing.
Doing their own thing.
Yeah. I thought Robbie was just more interesting.
He knew what to do. Like I thought he was. Yes, he made.
But
some
apparently
choices.
not, because Robbie goes home. Robbie tells Jonathan how much he means to him, so I guess their beef is over.
Yeah.
From last week. Remember when Robbie just poo-pooed on Jonathan for the entire
You're right,
episode?
yeah.
Do you think this was
But
payback?
It was all good.
You think it was
in love.
payback? You think Jonathan he's playing it off, but he's actually pretty pissed off?
That would be so good. Like It's like, I remember. Like in his ear,
Like,
he
it's-
like whispers.
Yeah, he's like, you shouldn't have
I
done
got
it.
you.
That's what happens when you roast
Never
me.
roast me again.
Never roast me. You can roast me during the Mr. Christmas bit, but at when he roasted him at the elimination, it was one too many.
I mean, I was worried to talk about their outfits, so you know.
Yeah,
There you have it.
Jonathan, he's coming for you.
Yeah, that's right.
He's coming for me next.
You'll never work again. Robbie says, he tells him how much he means to him. He tells him that he just wanted to make Jonathan proud, and Jonathan goes down, gives him a hug, and tells him how proud he is of him.
Yeah.
And that's all he needed.
Which would have been really sentimental if he doesn't do that to everybody who leaves.
That's exactly right.
No one's better
Like-
at the lip quiver.
Oh,
than
yeah.
Jonathan
The almost
Bennett.
cry
Yeah.
from Jonathan Bennett.
Yeah.
A classic.
It's great.
He must have went to the same school as Claire Danes.
Robbie goes in, grabs his stocking, looks at it, looks up, and then walks on out.
Patrick,
Very-
how surprised were you?
I was pretty surprised because
Yeah.
like I had him as my top. I thought he was going to go all the way to final two.
You drafted him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Was
like,
he your first pick?
yay,
Yes.
Jonathan's going
No.
to see himself in him. Yeah.
Yeah, he had Marcus and Robbie.
Oh, Marcus was your first pick.
yeah,
That's right.
he had Marcus and
Yes.
Robbie.
You
I mean,
know,
I just
So you
thought
only have Marcus left. After the past 2 weeks, you can't feel good
you
about
can't feel
that.
great about it.
I'm not feeling great about Marcus's chances, but you know,
The
I
other
think the right person.
I think
will win.
Dan has the strongest team.
I got-
Between Davey and
I got
Craig.
Craig and Davey.
That's strong.
Yeah, you got. I
Yeah.
got to like my odds of having somebody in the final
Yeah.
two. There.
I'd be
I mean,
happy with either of those two.
Yeah, I think both of those are legitimate contenders to win the thing, and I think obviously Rustin is, and I think those three should be the final three in my opinion. But now anyway, like Robbie seemed like someone who just had more experience acting than a lot of these guys. Like
Right.
a lot of it was theater, but he's still clearly had a lot of the basics down that guys like, Gabriel and some of these other folks didn't have at all. And so it was shocking to see somebody who was used to doing this go home when there are two guys left that don't really do this at all. At least two, maybe three. Like Davey's a model. And Rustin's a musician. And isn't Marcus not an actor either? Like the only three actors were Angel, Craig, and Robbie.
Yeah.
So I was shocked.
like Robbie just isn't like a Hallmark leading man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's very specific what they're looking
Correct.
for.
And it's Angel.
And they don't talk about that enough. They don't
No,
talk
they
about that
don't.
enough.
And I will say this. I didn't think Robbie was going to win. I thought Robbie was going to make the final three and it was going to be very emotional and he was going to lose because of what you just said. I 100%, they don't talk about enough that they are looking for something very specific.
Yeah.
And they're not saying that they're acting like anybody can actually win this and that's not true.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not true.
So that means, like, if we're just talking about the Hallmark type, I think I'm out because I have Rustin and Angel, who are the least Hallmark type of the remaining
Correct.
five.
Those are the least Hallmark
you
type
have
left.
Marcus, who, just looking at him,
Yeah.
not seeing him act,
Yeah.
you're like, hubba.
and then Craig and Davey both fit the mold.
Yeah.
Completely.
The problem with, I think Craig is,
if Davey had Craig's acting chops, it'd be over.
I think Craig is
Oh yeah.
It'd be over.
I think Craig's a favorite right now because he is a pretty good actor and he's good looking without seeming like he's made in a lab.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Hallmark's kind of moved a little bit away from like the Ryan Pavey
That's
type
why I
that
think
is like
Rustin's gonna make
not
the
a
final.
real person.
Yeah.
Where that and I think that's what might be where Davey loses out is Davey's almost too good looking.
Yes.
Like he's too
Correct.
perfect.
I
don't know.
Right.
I think it could be a Rustin Craig final.
Wow.
I think it could be a Rustin Craig final because Rustin is the off type of that 100%.
Yep.
But he still can act pretty decently.
But it is interesting. Like we do still have Marcus, we do still have Angel.
Yeah.
And that are like one, obviously they're not white, which is a part like I don't know if they're not going to say that obviously.
They're not going to say
but
that.
it is like it is definitely a push from Hallmark to try to be more diverse and rightfully so, even looking at last year's winner. And so it's like they're not going to
Last year
say
they had a person of color who was in Hamilton.
yeah.
and he lost to the guy in Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
What
that
in
guy.
the world?
It's like everything. There's a lot that they're, I'm sure, considering when they're thinking about the type of final three that they want that they're not going to be talking about out loud, but we can kind of read between those lines, of course.
We can read between the lines. Yeah. We're smarter than you think, Hallmark.
Yeah, we're smart. We're smart.
But yeah,
all right. Who's going home next week? Even
Do
though
we have to do choose two or just one?
Yeah, let's choose two. Let's say how we think it's going to go.
Okay.
I am going to, let me pull it back up.
You go ahead.
I
went first last time.
I'm doubling down.
You said Marcus last week. You saying him again?
Yes. I'm saying Marcus and then Angel.
Okay. You're doing Marcus, then Angel. Okay. So I guess we can choose like we are. We're going to have to mix it up. I'm going to say.
You can do it however you want to. You don't have to.
I'm going to say Angel, then Davey. Angel, then Davey. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. And I'm going to say, let's see, Davey, and then.
You think Davey's going home next week?
And then Craig.
Davey.
For final two of Marcus and Angel.
And Rustin.
And Rustin.
And Rustin, yeah.
You picked Rustin last week. You sure you don't want to? You sure you want to put Davey and Craig back-to-back weeks?
Yeah, they're gone.
Oh,
wow.
That's crazy, Tim.
Dude, a final three of Marcus, Angel, and Rustin?
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
That would be hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
Oh my
great.
God.
It'd be a great final three.
Great final three.
You say so, man.
Yeah. And the final, it's not an acting challenge. The final one is just like, who can run a mile the fastest or something like that. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Let's find out. All right. Well, we did it, everybody. Congratulations to us. We are off of this for a week. We'll be covering Hallmark Thanksgiving movies all next week. But come back in 2 weeks. We'll be back. We'll talk about the episode 6 and 7 of Finding Mr. Christmas when we return. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas. Deck the Hallmarks, a Bramble Jam podcast produced by Brandon Gray. And that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on the show, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. Follow us on the socials at Deck the Hallmark and join the best corner of the internet with free, ad-free podcasting, live movie chats, so much more. BrambleJamPlus.com. And if you could, leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Nice.